If you're a married woman and your husband keeps slapping you, one day he will choke you with knife. I can tell you for free. What God has been dealing with us on is something very powerful, something very important. I listened to the teaching last week, and at a point I was having emotions within myself. But it looked as if I was actually talking to myself. You know, we talk about the power of friendship. We talk about 3 sets of people that you need in your life. Those who are your fathers, your mothers, your mentors, which everybody must have. And those who are your friends, who are your colleagues. I want to challenge you this morning. Don't just keep friends by mouth. You must have friends indeed. Don't just have friends who are just occupying space on your phones. I have one. You see, you check people's Facebook and you see 4,000 friends. Out of the 4,000, you cannot call up on anyone in the days of trouble. There is no one on your Facebook friendship lists that you can pick on and say, Daniel, I'm a mess. I'm in a deep shit. And you have them on your WhatsApp lists, your Facebook lists. That's arrant nonsense. Those are not your friends. Those are not your friends. I do not have many of them, but a few of them that I consciously, deliberately, intentionally chose and selected. That, if anything goes bad, I can be rest assured they'll show up for me. I can be rest assured. Brothers to brother, sister to sister. And I say that when you do church, those who are your real friends, you don't do 2-hour service. You do sometimes 7-hour service. Because when we did do church finish, we still continue church at home. There are people that you must have in your life that you should be able to reach out to. They should be able to reach out to you at any time. When things, and let me tell you something, there is no strong man anywhere who has never experienced low period. No one. Go and ask anywhere. There is no one who has never been down in their life. So when you are down, who can I call? Do I have anyone? And I told you last week, you must have a list. 10 people. Out of these 10, you identify who is occupying the position of fatherhood, motherhood. Mentors, counselors, those who can call on at any time. You must have them in your life. As far as our marriage is concerned, we'll have those who play different roles at different levels. We have those who, and let me tell you this, you know, one of the issues why you have issues, many people have problems in their marriages, is because there's nobody who is overseeing your marriage. In other words, you must have overseers. For what you represent, as far as your marriage is concerned, you must have overseers. If you're a married woman and your husband keeps slapping you, one day he will choke you with knife. I can tell you for free. You must have overseers. People who, because there are 2 persons in every man. The mad man and the good man. There are times when the thing enters the man's brain and he wants to misbehave. And of course you have to understand, and sometimes, let me not talk about that now. That must be a time when there's someone, when he hears the voice of your husband. Are you listening to me now? When the person hears the voice of your husband, even if he is eating the best of his food, he will drop the spoon and say, yes, sir. I'm here, sir. And whatever the person says, no objection. Every objection overruled. I'm telling you with experience. Or you think every marriage that you see work today is just just on autopilot. There are things that you don't understand. You must have people, when the madness enter your husband, the person should be able to say, where are you? Meet me here now. And the person will be able to say, yes, sir, I'm here, sir. You cannot. You will just think everything has always been smooth. If you see daddy and mommy, they never had misunderstanding. Hey, don't be deceived. You must have people who watch over you. You know, when I come here and I tell you I cannot be stranded, you will think because I have a lot of money in my pocket. I have people oversee me. People watch over me. Hey, I am too covered. Fathers, mothers, I have them at different levels. I can't be stranded. You must have people in your life who they tell you, Ibuku, go home. Go and sleep. Go and sleep. Say, but I said, go and sleep. And then they stand up in the middle of the night. I had a story of the late Archbishop Benson Idahosa and the present bishop, is it Bishop, Archbishop Duncan William in Ghana. And I've heard the story before, and recently I watched a video where he shared the same story himself. You know, at that time, he was subjected to an Archbishop, and then all of a sudden he felt, I don't need this governor over my life again. I don't need this governor again. I'm fine. I'm now a big boy. I've arrived because he saw crowd coming to his church. He said, I don't need anybody. Archbishop sent people to him. He ignored them, discarded them, and then pushed them away. And then Archbishop didn't say anything. You know what he did? He just removed his covering over him. Hey! What he saw, only God saved him. He ran back to beg. Please! Because one of the things that happened was he did something and they arrested him and put him in jail. And he was there, nobody to pull him out. Until when they called Archbishop, he didn't have to show up. He just said, okay, God, covering again. That was it. That you must have people, mothers who will say, you know what, this child, for my sake, this child must do well in life. You must have all of these people in your life. And of course, there are people who are subjected to you. No matter how bad you think things may be, there are people who are in your life that God has brought there for your sake. They are looking up to you. As bad as it may be, they are looking up to you. They are everywhere. If you don't help them, they are finished. As bad as it may be, there are people God has positioned around your life. You need to identify them. One of the best ways to rise is to take other people with you and pull them up. I am struggling myself, but by my state of struggle, I pull you by the hand. Rise with me. I can't keep looking at you down. Rise with me. Let's rise together. Let's do this together. And as they are moving, we are moving together. There are people who are watching you, waiting on you, that you can't afford to fail. You can't. Somebody somewhere is watching and waiting on you. You can't afford to fail. If not for anything at all, you cannot fail for the reason that there are certain people who are standing and watching and waiting for you. If you fail, you have failed many people. Ernest creation waited patiently, honestly, for the manifestations of the sons of God. Remember, and next week I will tell you what you need to do to connect up, to connect at your level, and to connect downward. I have played in these three categories. and I'm still playing at these three categories. I'm there, not up there. I'm somewhere around. There are people that are below, somewhere, people up. And I'll tell you things that you need to do. Because sometimes the challenge is this. Number one is, how can you identify those who you can make your overseer? I use the word overseer because you also have to be very sensitive and not just pick anybody and say, somebody come and be or no. How can you recognize your overseer? How can you pick your fathers, your mothers? How can you recognize those who are intimately related to you? I've got few of them, not many of them. That's what friendship is all about. At least, let me give you a recommendation. You must have at least 3 in your life. 3 friends. 3 friends that you can reach out to at any time. And I'll tell you, in selecting friends, you just have to be sensitive. One of those friends, probably I've seen him before, you've had him before. We never knew each other. We've never related before. But God designed our connection. I wrote a book, The Budding CEO. That's why you must also not sit down and be waiting for things to happen. Don't just sit down and say, things will just happen. Things will not just happen. That book brought us together. So I wrote a book. I was going around. So I'm telling you so that when you do things, you have to understand that you don't just sit down and watch things happen. I was going around. I was writing letters to bookshops. Went to Bible Wonderland, so there was a supermarket. In fact, I supplied the books. They never gave me the money. You supply books, waiting for them to sell and give you money. So this particular supermarket, I supplied 5 copies, just 5 copies, because they said, we don't know you, we can't take note. The first 5 copies was sold. I brought the next one, and then they never gave me the money. But I've gotten what I wanted. That one contact paid off for every other thing. So the man walked into the supermarket to buy something and went to their book section and saw my book, picked my book, read about the authors, and according to him, as he was reading about me, he said he was seeing himself. He said, this is my life. This is about me. There's something that is about this person. We have never met in our lives. He said, as he was reading about the books, about the author, the things that I do, all the outreaches, I said, this is exactly how my life should be. And that's how he called me. I just read about your book. Can we meet? I said, yes, why not? So we met. That was it. Long story, that was it. Short. Today, the things that we have done together is massive. So, when you are involved in different activities, be sensitive to the people that God is bringing your way. Recognize them. 3 people, at least. How many people? You must have 3 in your life who you must have at a corner of your life. If anything happens, I'll be able to reach out to them. I'll tell you more next week of how to recognize them and what you can do, because it is not just enough to have them. It's also important for you to know what to do to keep them. Do you understand what I'm saying now? I'm teaching you something this morning. Not just to recognize them and have them. You say, hello, hi, hello. So, what's your name? My name is Ibukun. What's your name? I'm Segun. Oh, I just want to have, is it okay to be friends? Okay, why not? Okay, so I chat you up, and then that's all. And then you think, I chat you up. Hello, we met yesterday. It's okay. Are you fine? I'm fine. You think that's, no, that's not at all. It must be deeper than that. It must be deeper than that. Show up for you. I've done long distance for my friends. I was there when he was getting married. I was there when he was burying his father. I was there when they were naming their first child. That's what brotherhood is all about. That's what friendship is all about. I was there. I will be there. You'll see me.